If you were born between October 23rd through November 21st, congrats! You are everyone's favorite bundle of joy, a Scorpio. The most common words to describe Scorpios are private, self-reliant, domineering, investigative, and resentful. Just like Taurus and Leo, Scorpio is also a fixed sign. Once again, fixed signs are ones to remain where they stand, and they prefer to do things their own way. They're amongst the most stubborn of the zodiac. Only difference between the three is that Taurus is a fixed earth, which brings about sturdiness and stability, while Leo is a fixed fire, which brings about leadership and pride. Scorpio is a fixed water, and fixed water energy brings about obsessiveness and intensity. If Scorpio energy were to be personified, it would be the tall, dark, handsome, mysterious stranger that's keeping to themselves in the corner of a bar or a cafe. One of the things that Scorpios are well known for are being an enigma. Compared to, say, any of the fire signs who basically let loose on everything that's on their minds and are open books, Scorpios don't share too much about themselves to anyone. Because of that, they can be hard to read and are often misunderstood. Truth is, they are just very guarded people who are comfortable living private lives. Even with close friends, they have a tendency to not share certain things until some time has passed. Scorpios are also very defensive, whether it be necessary or unnecessary. For the most part, they are defensive because they are protective over themselves. Like I mentioned before, they are very guarded. It's a known fact in the astro world that people who have Scorpio placements are people who have ran into such obstacles and have experienced such complexities that they have learned in their minds that it's for the best not to trust anybody, and to assume that almost everyone is now their enemy. This also ties in with their preference for wanting to handle things on their own. And so, with that, they have a tendency to take things the wrong way and can take things too personally. Scorpios are not afraid to call someone out for something, even if there was no harshness behind what the other person said. That's where some of it becomes unnecessary, but it's tough for them to turn a blind eye and to feel completely reassured. It's nice to know that they can stand their ground, but they also need to find balance. Despite being very secretive and guarded, they are also known for being incredibly loyal. And I don't mean to be sounding all generic when using a basic word to describe a sign that could also be used for other signs. But with Scorpios, they treat people who are very close to them as if they were a part of the same soul. If they feel a spiritual connection with you and can trust you, they will fight against anyone who is trying to bring trouble towards you. But because they are resentful, if they find out you are actually someone who is not to be trusted, they will take out a pair of scissors and will cut you from their life with no hesitation. Not gonna sugarcoat it. This is an intense placement for the moon to be in. Scorpio moons are quite passionate. Word of advice: tread with caution. They are definitely not the type of person you can just casually say things to without them giving you a piece of their mind about what it was that you had mentioned. They have a tendency to be combative. I feel like most of the time there's no peaceful conversations with them, and even when the atmosphere seems mellow, there still could be a bit of tension in the air. I feel like if you are a Scorpio moon and you are watching this and are saying, "I'm not aggressive," then it sounds like you are more influenced by other energies that are taking place in your birth chart. But I do have to say that anyone who has a Scorpio moon holds some intensity to them one way or another. With Scorpio moons, there is this need for power. They prefer to be the ones dominating and taking control over everything. If they find you are trying to be the one putting authority on them, you will automatically be placed on their shit list, which will definitely take some time for you to get off of. If you are somebody who has a tendency to want to fight back rather than letting it go, I suggest you don't do that with Scorpio moons, or anybody with Scorpio placements, to be honest. I'm looking at you, Aries. Reinvention, reinvention, reinvention. These guys always seem to be able to redeem themselves. In my water sign video, I mentioned how they are like a phoenix rising from the ashes. And it's very true. They always go through pretty transformative experiences. They prefer to face unfortunate things head on rather than running away from them. No matter what kind of a dark period they find themselves in, no matter what bullshit they go through, they always come back in full force, feeling stronger than ever. First, I want to say that your rising sign is what helps show you your chart ruler. A chart ruler, or rulers, show us the theme or themes that reoccur most often in our lives. So for instance, depending on who's watching this, maybe you can think back in your life and think to yourself, oh yeah, I've had reoccurrences in romance, I've had reoccurrences in traveling, I've had so many opportunities come up in my life where it has to do with career or things that could bring me more financial stability, or there's been themes regarding home life, just to name a few examples. Your chart ruler is based on what the ruling planet is to your rising sign. Now, traditional astrologers will say that for anyone who has a Scorpio rising is just ruled by Mars. However, ever since the discovery of Pluto, Scorpio has also been associated with that planet. So, modern astrologers will say that if you are a Scorpio rising, then you are ruled by both Mars and Pluto. It entirely depends on the type of astrology that one prefers to work with. But on my channel, we are taking the modern approach. This just means that for anyone who has a Scorpio rising, you are more influenced by the energies that come from Mars and Pluto. And once again, there's more to it than that when it comes to chart rulers, but for now, we are keeping it simple. Scorpio risings are quite competitive and quite determined. They are ones to always make sure that they are ahead of everyone else and will not admit defeat so easily. And especially when it comes to casual conversations, debates, or even arguments, they are the type of people who feel the need to always be right. And sometimes, to them, some of the things they say or do are more superior than what you bring to the table. And I know that's a bit harsh to say, but it's true. But on the upside, they use this fighting spirit in them to achieve the goals that they've set out to accomplish for themselves. Like I mentioned before, Scorpio is a fixed sign, making Scorpio placements quite stubborn. If they feel as though they want to achieve something that they truly want, stopping them is out of the question. They are a force to be reckoned with. Scorpio risings might as well be psychologists. They are fascinated with the human mind. They have a knack for being able to reach inside the minds of other people. It's a piece of cake for them to do that. If you are trying to get inside their mind, however, good luck. They will also take and store mental notes on how the people around them are behaving. Be mindful, they are always watching. Most of the time, the observations are made out of curiosity. They love understanding what makes people the way they are, and they are fascinated with the fact that everyone has their own unique personality. However, if they feel as though you have done them wrong, they will not be afraid to use your weaknesses against you. Even if it's over something petty. All the water signs are very petty, but Scorpios will be the ones to make sure that something is done about it. The final thing I want to add is the physical appearance of a Scorpio rising. As mentioned in my previous videos, one of the things that the ascendant helps give influence in is the way we look. And of course, depending on the individual, this may or may not pertain to them. As a matter of fact, if you don't have a Scorpio rising, but have Scorpio for either your sun or moon, some of these physical traits could still apply to you. But generally, these distinct physical traits include a very penetrative gaze, as if they are staring straight into your soul. So they are the type of people to always look like this. I don't think I can pull it off because I'm not a Scorpio rising. In sidereal astrology, I am, but I relate more with my tropical birth chart. Most of them, I've noticed, also possess very naturally dark hair. So like dark brunette or even pure black. I don't even know if I've ever knowingly ran into a Scorpio with naturally light hair. And every facial feature of theirs is regarded as being quite remarkable. The eye area, the cheekbones, the jawline, everything. Everything on their face is either hollow, bold, or projecting. Basically, everything about a Scorpio rising's appearance is very enticing. And that is it for today's video on the big 3 placements for Scorpio. As always, thank you so much for the support. I appreciate it so much. I also just uploaded my video for the big 3 placements on Libra, so if you want to also check that video out, go right ahead. The link is in the description. I'm already getting started on my next 2 videos, which will be going over the big 3 placements for Sagittarius and Capricorn. In the meantime, you can also catch me on both Twitter and Instagram, Twitter at 7snappy and Instagram at snappycappy7. If my content has been interesting to you thus far, please hit the subscribe button, and if you really like my videos, you can always also hit the bell for faster notifications. I'll be seeing you guys very soon, and as always, be sure to like, be sure to share, and until then, take care.